DOG, no problem.
with a mask.
With a mask?
hmm
You got to go outside with a mask?
That's my understanding of the last EMA. Now, if you're alone in the woods, who cares?
If I'm walking the bridge, I'm walking the bridge.
If you're walking the bridge, where you can come in contact with someone in proximity,
Yeah.
you're to wear a mask.
Okay. No, I could understand that. I always did anyway.
That's right.
And so, if a person is panhandling, doesn't have a mask on, what happens there?
Well, that's where you get into, the EMA, Emergency Measures Act, as you know. That changes every couple of weeks, depending on the situation that the medical professionals decide needs to be done to try and slow it down. There are some parts where, under the EMA, a person can be given a ticket and charged for either not wearing a mask or being in a group that's too large when they're not supposed to be, close proximity when they're not supposed to be. There's provisions there for that. Now, in the middle of all that, though, there's got to be a level of discretion. It's no different than the Highway Traffic Act and speeding. So if you drive a car and the speed limit is 50, if you're driving 51 or 55, you're speeding. But there's not a police officer in this province that's going to give someone a ticket for doing 55 in a 50. Right? There's discretion. You use common sense. Now, if you're speeding through a school zone, it's different than speeding on a highway. If it's a clear sunny day or a winter storm, there's a different discretionary level. For us, we work with Department of Public Safety. We're doing what we can to try and get people to understand the need to comply.
Mm-hmm.
There have been charges laid in certain areas. There was a lot of, and I'm not running away from this at all, it's a controversial one for sure. A couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, there was a demonstration in the city.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I did. And we're looking into it. We're doing an investigation into it. And, somebody doesn't have to be charged at the time. If somebody was in contravention of the act at that particular time, and we're clearly going against what the stipulation of the act was at that time, they can be charged. They can be issued, a summons to go to court and can be charged. You've read in the paper there have been members charged, not members, but public charged under the EMA. There's talks of a demonstration that's scheduled in the city
tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow. It's 22nd.
22nd, is it? Okay.
Yeah, next Saturday.
Okay.
And I make no bones about it. We're going to the organizers, and I'm going to tell them straight out that this is what the regulations are.
Oh yeah,
we'll have police officers there with the cameras. We'll have a drone in here, and we'll be looking at exactly how people are operating. But when you know as well as I know, in Canada, and I don't have any issue with this, never did, people have a right to protest. But within that right, they still have to look out for the safety of everybody.
Don't protest with a blowhorn in front of the police station. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, that sounds smart though, right? You know that, right? But for us...
flashback.
You're trying to ensure that both all the public are safe and also that the protesters, so if they're wandering down the street, the last thing you want is a peaceful protest to end up with somebody getting hit by a car or whatever the case may be. However, the people that are actually the organizers of these events are clearly told what the rules are. And if on next Saturday, because I honestly cannot tell you what the EMA is going to say for next Saturday. It could change between now and then. It could be nobody outside, or it could be it's lifted. I don't know what it's going to be. So that's why it's called emergency measures. It changes based on the situation of the day or the week. And the government decides what they believe is best for the public safety.
You have opinions. You love to give your opinions, but what kind of world, where are we that we say, well, the election of Joe Biden is fake. Okay, I'm going to try some crystal meth, even though I know it's dangerous. It's going to kill me, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm not going to wear a mask, and I'm not going to take my vaccine. Where this all come from?
I wish I knew the answer to that. I don't know where it came from, but I could tell you it's problematic, not just from policing. It's problematic from the general health and wellness of everybody around you. Like, I totally understand a person's right to make decisions when it pertains to them. If you choose to ride a bike without a helmet and you get in an accident, it's just you. If you choose to get in a car and wear a seatbelt and hit a tree, it's just you.
Yeah.
But when you make a choice that impacts me, or impacts those in your workplace, and impacts those around you.
Yeah. Or you go in the hospital and start screaming at the doctors and the nurse.
Right.
I mean, come on. What happened is, I know what happened is because of this word. What was that word called again? Oh, yeah. The internet. And
social media is certainly a big issue here, because everybody has a bias. Everybody has their own personal opinion. And when you go onto the internet, you have people, who knows who sees themselves as I could go on the internet tonight and profess to be a doctor. I could profess to be an astrology expert. I could profess, an expert when it comes to the vaccine. And I could go and spew my thoughts out there. And then there's going to be people on the other side of the screen that are looking for a person or an article to support their personal bias.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm a person who's probably, would probably fall into the norm in society, who believe that, if it's science-based, you got the medical experts, you got the medical field. And when I listen to a doctor, whether it be Dr. Russell, or if I listen to, Dr. Tam, or anyone across Canada, they say, look, this is the way, this is where it's going, vaccines matter, then I'm going to fall in line. Because if you see exactly what's happening right now, the number of people in hospital that are getting sick, the vast majority are not vaccinated. And it's a burden on the healthcare system, it's a burden on the workforce, and you name it. The problem is, it's like everything else in society. It's the 80-20 rule. If you manage people, you quickly realize